Okay, so let's look at how the beginning of a paragraph can focus on a claim and a evidence and an interpretation of the analysis of that evidence. So let's go through this. So if the prompt says, examine how Nick feels about the elite social class of the 1920s using his last in-person conversation with Tom, then the subject of that is Nick, not Tom. The focus should be on Nick. The main idea is Nick's feelings about the social class and how that was obtained through Tom. So if I've color coded it so you can kind of see it easier, but the topic sentence claim says this: during their awkward street encounter, Nick begins to feel both disgust and pity for aristocrats like Tom, recognizing their immature indifference towards others. So I have Nick, my subject. I have his feelings with abstract concepts, disgust and pity. And through Tom, he recognizes their immature indifference. So it's not Nick feeling immature indifference, it's Tom's immature indifference that gives him those feelings. So then I need my next sentence to be a lead-in of context and then the evidence. So I do Nick, again, reveals his feelings of distaste towards Tom and furthermore of elitism with the repeated use of the word, repeated by pattern. Word is my diction, looking at the diction of the word careless in his acknowledgement of Tom's mistreatment of those he feels to be lower in value than he. Now I need to talk about what that word careless shows. Talking about Nick, his repetition of Tom's lack of concern emphasizes the repetition of the word careless, emphasizes the disdain he feels for those that won't deign to see the equality of others. So what? It's a repetition that emphasizes something. The emphasis is on his feeling. Then I do interpret how that relates to a claim. So I've got the word careless. I explained the repetition of it. And then how does that relate to my claims of disgust and pity? Well, I say he's irritated. Nick begins to see Tom like a child, thoughtlessly leaving messes for others to clean up. How it relates to the claim? It shows Nick's irritations, feelings of irritation. And through Tom, he sees people that they leave messes for others to clean up. Let's talk about why that matters. Again, Nick is my focus, so Nick is around the beginning of this idea. Finally sees through Tom's petulant facade, that's through Tom, and it has given us this greater idea. It leaves him feeling callous and indignant, disgust and pity, callous and indignant toward a social class that can hold so much material wealth, but so little humanity. This answers why that matters. Look, why does it matter that Nick has these feelings? Because it shows us the material wealth does not equal a positive outlook on humanity. That's the so what, why that matters. So I've got a claim of disgust and pity. I've got evidence, careless. I've got what the careless showed, a repetition that emphasizes an idea. How that relates to the claim, it shows his feelings, why that matters. His feelings prove to us that so much material wealth leads to so little humanity in the elite social class. And if you look down here at this, all of this put together, this is the top half of a paragraph. So it's the claim, the evidence, the interpretation. And you can see all the bold words are abstract ideas that all relate to the same thing. If the main idea is feelings, I need to talk about those feelings all the time. Feel both disgust and pity, feelings of distaste, disdain he feels, irritated, feeling callous and indignant. Over and over and over, I emphasize my main idea. I don't talk about Tom unless it's in relation to what Nick is feeling. So this is a way that you can begin a paragraph. And then again, I would do a transition, like maybe also, or furthermore, or this can be seen again. I want to transition, and then I'm going to give another piece of evidence, and I'm going to say what I see in that evidence, how it relates back to my feelings of that Nick has, and why that matters. And then I conclude my paragraph. And I'm done. And this would constitute an entire paragraph. So this is only the first half. You have to do CEI and then EI I again. And you have to spell correctly, which I am awful at doing. So hopefully this helps you kind of look at where you're going wrong with your paragraph and what you can do to fix. Try breaking it out and looking to see what you can highlight and how you're really putting the focus on the main idea. If you just look at the color blue, you see I have a lot more blue than I do yellow because this is the more important idea in relation to the supporting idea of Tom.